violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Quavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
Searching for whoever shot and killed a man, then left his body just off the roadway.
The deadly shooting happened last night on Mars Hill Road near Ackworth. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor spoke to the victim's fiance.
Cobb police say this shooting happened just after 10 o'clock. We actually ran into the victim's fiance on the scene, who says her boyfriend was an amazing person.
He was my person. That was the love of my life. He was my best friend. He was everything.
B is devastated after learning her fiance, 23-year-old Anthony Wolford, was shot to death and left on the side of the road here on Mars Hill Road, right across the street from Durham Middle School.
Wow, guys. And this is pretty serious. These highways are very dangerous. And you could lose your life out here driving, you know, taking a little pit stop, whatever, man. In this instance, it was a glider who was taken out. Okay. We don't know the perpetrators, but you know, we can kind of assume, if we look at the data and statistics that represent who is likely involved in these shootings. So it's just crazy, man. Right across from a middle school, these super gremlins are on demon time.
B didn't want to appear on camera, but she wanted to share how amazing she says Anthony was.
He made me feel safe. He took care of me. He takes care of his family. He's an amazing person, and people just, they look at him sideways because he may have a bunch of tattoos, and he's the most wonderful person you'll ever meet in your entire life.
B tells me she's not sure why this happened.
And I'm going to tell you what, it had nothing to do with his tattoos, okay? I don't know if he was driving while it happened or if he stopped to meet somebody. But very tragic situation.
But she and Wolford's family say they want justice.
There's two people that need to be taken care of and be held responsible. And it's very important because they took something away. They ripped our hearts out. He was the protector of the family.
Cobb police say they need the public's help on this one. They emphasize any tips, you can remain anonymous. In Cobb County, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5.
Marietta, tonight, police are asking for your help catching the shooter who ended a 17-year-old's life.
Yeah, police say it happened at Walton Village at a massive graduation party the weekend before last. Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo has new...
Guys, what have we learned about these graduation parties, or these graduations for that matter? Just don't attend any ceremonies where these super gremlins are going to be.
Police body camera footage from that chaotic call.
Marietta police say a massive group of teens showed up at this condo complex. When the police showed up, they found the body of that 17-year-old boy.
What kind of teens, okay? It's pivotal that we get this information.
2 weeks have passed and still very little answers.
Well, it was a very chaotic scene.
Body camera video shows a Marietta police officer running up to the scene in Walton Village with his service rifle.
They did discover who we now know to be Grayson Green, who was lying on the ground with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the chest.
Shortly after, 17-year-old Grayson Green died at Wellstar Kennestone Hospital. One neighbor at Walton Village, who didn't want to go on camera, says about 200 teens showed up from seemingly out of nowhere.
It was a big party, a party that I believe this guy controlled. The party came from one subdivision and came over here.
Marietta cops say that first party was at an Airbnb outside of city limits on Saturday, May 21st.
Lord have mercy. These Airbnbs, man, I'm telling you, these super gremlins is messing up the business. They finna, I mean, Atlanta already done some crackdowns on Airbnbs, but I mean, I don't think those rules are going to be really effective.
They think social media led the kids to the gated community.
They were trying to get in the gate, and one thing led to another, then big commotion, big fight, and then we heard the gunshots.
After Green was shot, neighbors called police in a panic. Once cops got there, surveillance video from a parking lot across the street shows the teens taking off.
You had kids coming out of every different entrance and exit, as well as just over fences. So you had a very strange situation as officers were trying to run in to render aid.
Right now, those teens are investigators' best bet at figuring out who killed Green. Nearly 2 weeks.
Good luck at getting them to talk, okay?
Weeks after the shooting, police are asking witnesses to come forward.
We're positive that someone out there has seen this and can be that very witness that we need so that the family can get some closure and some justice.
And again, the big ask from police is if you know anything, if you saw anything or heard anything, to give Crime Stoppers a call. Right now, the reward stands at about $4,000. In Marietta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Only on 11 Alive, begging for justice after a teen was shot and killed during a May graduation party at an Airbnb. Right now, Marietta police need tips, leads to give this grieving family some closure. 11 Alive's Don White spoke exclusively with the victim's family and joins us now live in Cobb County. Don?
Jennifer, Grayson Green had a plan for his life. His family tells me he was starting his own music production company, but 2 weeks ago, those plans came to a tragic end. Outside of that apartment complex, this booklet here is from his funeral last week.
Very energetic, always smiling.
Grayson Green's father, Tashamba, says the 17-year-old high school junior was also popular.
Literally ran into 10 different people that knew him or knew of him. And he just, hey, man, what's going on? How you doing?
That's when his sister took him.
Grayson's infectious spirit was silenced on May 21st.
From his older sibling had dropped him off. And probably a couple of minutes later, he said he heard gunshots and he couldn't get a hold of his brother.
Marietta police say a large group of young people gathered for a graduation party at an Airbnb outside city limits. And when the homeowner told them to leave, they relocated here to the.
And that's good on the homeowner to get them super gremlins up out of their property. I'm glad that they didn't take the homeowner's life. I don't know how he communicated that with them to leave, maybe over an intercom. He probably had picked cameras, whatnot. But these super gremlins like to be slick. They'll book an entire house for an Airbnb, try and throw some type of party there, and go against all of the rules of the homeowner. Okay, so it's not really the homeowner's fault. A lot of times these people lie about the certain events that they're using the property for.
Walton Village apartment complex in Marietta. Police say there were multiple gunshots. One of them struck Grayson in the chest. This body camera footage shows officers arriving to a chaotic scene.
Hurt and sadness and just disbelief.
And the surveillance video shows dozens of teenagers running from the shooting.
Like, why isn't anybody speaking up?
I'll tell you why. For one, hip hop culture, no snitch policy, street code is in full effect. And for two, I mean, a lot of times your peers in the community, they just don't care enough. It's unfortunate to say, but Black Lives Matter really, it really doesn't matter when it comes to your inner circle in the community. Like within the community, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, if it was a cop who killed this guy, then it would be a different story.
Almost 2 weeks later, there are no arrests, leading police and Grayson's family to plead for someone to come forward.
Several people were around while this incident occurred. We're asking you to help us spread that information. We know that someone out there saw this and witnessed it. We need them to be courageous enough to come forward and help us solve this case.
Somebody saw something. A lot of somebody saw something. And we have to get this type of person off the street. So please, we're begging just for some closure in this.
We have more information on our website, 11alive.com, on how you can report a tip. There is a $4,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. And Grayson's spirit will live on. His family tells me they plan on opening that music studio he was working on before his death sometime this year.
Don, thank you.
Do not open that studio unless you're going to do folk music, country music, or you could probably get away with jazz or the blues, right? Or maybe even gospel, urban gospel. But if you're going to record a rap artist, it's OV. You're just going to get somebody else killed with that recording studio. That's the reality.
Will live on. His family tells me they plan on opening that music studio he was working on before his death sometime this year.
Don, thank you.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured, but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, guys. So, speaking of recording and rappers, we have Atlanta rapper Trouble shot and killed overnight. And we have the name of the suspect who killed Trouble. All right. So let's get into it. Atlanta rapper Trouble has died according to his record label. Well, he didn't just die. He was shot and killed. The rapper, whose real name was Mario Samante Orr, was 34. According to the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office, Orr was shot around 3:20 a.m. Sunday morning at the Lake Street James apartment complex at 50th Street James Drive in Conyers. Deputies say they arrived on the scene and found Orr lying on the ground. He was taken to the local hospital where he later died. Def Jam, the label Trouble was signed with, posted a statement on Instagram on Sunday announcing his death. Our thoughts and prayers are with the children, loved ones, and fans of Trouble, a true voice for his city and an inspiration to the community he proudly represented. R.I.P. Scoob, the label posted, okay? Investigators say that no arrests have been made, but they have obtained warrants for a 33-year-old man by the name of Jamichael Jones, charging him with murder. So, I mean, obviously just more black on black crime. It's endless. You know, rap is very dangerous profession. Hip hop is a very dangerous genre. And it leads to Situations like this happen, especially when it comes to the community. There's a lot of envy. You know, Trouble was a guy who was a smooth ladies man. He always spoke about that. He was also a rapper who was featured in a song with Drake before, so he was pretty, well known. It's not like he was like a superstar, but I would say he was probably like a B-list rapper, maybe C-list. So definitely R.I.P. to him. He perpetuated the gang culture as well, but shot, killed in cold blood. But he did do some things to reach out to the community, although I don't think that it was a really effective way to reach out, a good look in, if you will, to do what he did or he participated in. Not saying that it was a bad thing, but it's just not the type of message that you want to send. But I'm going to show you guys some of his community work, and you guys let me know. You be the judge. What do you think? Is his community work an effective way to get these super gremlins on demon time off the streets? Or is it just perpetuating the same type of violence that he inevitably suffered from?
This morning, we're sitting down with one of the organizers of the water gun event that attracted a huge crowd this past weekend. The event went viral after a clip of officers getting soaked by water guns was posted online, drawing some criticism on whether the crowd attendees took it too far. Naima Abdullahi sits down with Atlanta rapper Trouble to break down what happened and the message behind it.
Were you shocked at the response? Because that's a whole lot of people to pull up on a weekend.
I mean, I expected people to pull up, but not for it to be so as massive as it was, and for it to be like nothing but pure fun and good energy.
Atlanta rapper Trouble says the nonviolence event Guns Down, Water Guns Up at Perkison Park drew more than 500 people, some who drove from different cities and states, driving for hours just to participate in the community event.
So you push an event trying to get people to pick up water guns instead of actual guns. So trade your actual guns for water guns. I don't think it sends a good message. I like midnight basketball better than this. At least you're shooting hoops and not shooting people, whether it be with a water gun, a paintball gun, or whatnot. A lot of these super gremlins, bro, they can't handle this type of event. And he's pretty lucky that this event didn't get shot up. Okay. They soaked the officers. I remember seeing video from this event. They disrespected officers by shooting them with the water guns extensively. Okay. And the officers were just telling them to clear the street. Okay. Make sure people can drive through the street. They disrespected the officers in that way. Got them wet when they didn't want to be wet. So, I know he was trying to do the right thing, but it's just like this was a pointless event, okay? And it made zero impact on the gun violence that we see today, perpetuated specifically by these super gremlins on demon time.
It was real relative to different cities and different states because everybody having problems everywhere. So it was just a successful event.
I think I believe he meant to say relevant, not relative, but.
The viral video shows everyone with water guns. APD did not make any arrests, although they said the crowd capacity was hard to manage.
They had it like, water gun war gets out of control. How did it get out of control if there was no injuries, there was no arrests, there was no fightings, there was no shootings?
It got out of control because there were too many people blocking up the street, disrespecting officers when they pulled up and told them to clear the street. They were spraying the officers. So yes, it was out of control. But definitely condolences to the family of Trouble. It still doesn't justify the fact that he was gunned down. But, we don't know what type of stuff he was involved in, what type of feud, street activities, beef that he was involved in. And, just sad to see, more young black men killing each other.
That seemed like all the way in control.
Trouble says he wants to use his troubled past to build a positive future for the community.
now and to see so hundreds of kids come out, how much did that mean to you?
Somebody brought it to my attention yesterday, like, man, you went from making the news for problems, like for what you going against right now, and then making the news on a positive note.
Atlanta police say they support the message behind the event, and the department wants to make sure all the steps are taken to ensure safety for any future events.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting...
No Jumper,
just
coolest
took
podcast in the world, and today I'm in here at
Excuse me.
4:20.
I'm getting live
Coincidentally,
updates
look at the clock.
as we
Look at the
speak.
clock, Goblin.
I've just been updated
Wow.
to
4:21
the
now,
amount
but
of
still, I'm impressed.
casualties
Still,
from this
it's
drive-by
like
shooting.
serendipity.
And I'm
It's a sick clock.
getting
This shit has
reports
temperature and
that
everything.
2
Goblin is in the
people
building. Yes,
were
it does have a
actually
temperature,
declared
which is kind of weird.
deceased,
That's
and
tripping me out
27
sometimes.
others
You know,
were
because
shot
you
and
feel like you
injured,
know how you
but
feel
are in
about the
stable
temperature.
condition.
Sometimes I look at that.
And although we
damn,
must
that's hot.
pray for the families of the fallen,
Like I shouldn't be
we
comfortable
must
in
also
78
pray
degrees.
to God
Temp.
for the aim
And I don't want
of
to
the
interrupt the
super
podcast, but
gremlin.
like, put the AC on.
If you want to know more
I mean, I
about
feel like
the
out here,
victims of this
there's no
crime,
humidity. I
make sure
wear
you
hoodies
add
and it's like 80 out here.
BGZM
Right.
News
But people are just
17
adjusted
on
to the insane
Patreon
heat.
at
So like in LA, there's a very common experience.
www.patreon.com
I realized this when I moved here, and it was kind of shocking to me that I would like go to the skate park,
Also,
and there
don't
would
forget to
be
like
like
the video,
a Mexican
share the
kid
video,
wearing a black
subscribe
hoodie
to the
when it's
YouTube
100
channel,
degrees out
and
with a
comment on
fucking
the
bomb,
video
and
to
he's just
continue the
ripping
discussion
fucking bomb
on
rips,
how
just
we
hanging
can
out at
find
the skate park,
solutions
seemingly
to all
oblivious
this sun
to the
violence
fact that it's 100
in the
degrees.
streets.
Yeah.
Very
more
common
hard-hitting
thing to
news
see at the
coverage
skate park.
I could
for the
never do that.
community, by the community. I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't
He
me.
just went live
That
with
ain't me.
funky ass suit on. That's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video. Guys, we have a weird and funky situation going on. We had trouble get killed this weekend. Then we had, what's his name? Metro Boomin's fucking mother get killed. So we're gonna cover both of those stories. My voice is kind of hoarse because we was turning up this weekend. But you know, we gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. I did want to go ahead and go live. I'm not sick. I don't have COVID. I just lost my voice because you know we was turned this weekend. But anyways, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. I don't know where we go from here. Obviously, people are going to continue to go on with their lives, okay? They're going to continue to go on with their lives, man. This is not, I don't think this is going to put any type of dent in, you know, these shootings. I just don't think so. Bro, there's so many hating ass niggas in Atlanta, bro. You know, that I really want to push that out of anything that you heard from what I be talking about on here. There are some haters in Atlanta, and they try and make it seem like this is the black Mecca. Like, you know, black people are doing great out here. I mean, there's some brothers out here doing great, but I don't think it outweighs the amount of hate. Okay. I don't think it outweighs the amount of hate that we see from these super gremlins on Demon Time. All right. News has came out that Trouble actually was killed by an ex-boyfriend of the chick that she been dealing with. Okay. This shit happens a lot. And I'm not saying that she set him up, but what I will say is that I'll say that she should have known. She should have known, like, and at least warned them, yo, I got this. But see, these women, they will like let you just get caught lacking, get caught slipping. Okay. They ain't gonna tell you shit. They're not. All right. And she probably didn't help him when he got shot. Probably just screaming, oh, da, 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 da. Oh my God, what the hell? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Probably didn't try and apply pressure to the wound. Oh my God, what the hell going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking crazy, bro. It really is. Shout out the product of Cook County, 7963. He puts $4.99 on the super trap. He says, death by simp is rough.
Oh, say like
Yeah, it is, man. It is. These niggas will fucking kill your ass over a bitch. Okay? I think everybody needs to know that, be aware of that. Honestly, this, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these sisters you cannot deal with, bro, because they got mob ties. Okay? They got mob ties. They got mob ties, man. It's fucked, bro. It's fucked. All right. Like you'll see music videos of like chicks throwing up gang signs, fighting, cussing each other out. I mean, that's how that shooting at Xavier happened. Remember? That's how that shooting at Xavier happened. The chicks started fighting, and then the dudes started pulling up, shooting. You know what I mean? All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to get into this video of how the community reacted to Trouble being shot and killed this weekend. All right, the music is copyright shit.
Mourning the sudden and violent death of an up-and-coming rapper. The Rockdale County Sheriff's Office says rapper Trouble, whose real name is Morel Orr, was shot and killed early this morning at a Conyers apartment complex. 11 Alive's Don White is live at the Sheriff's Office in Rockdale County tonight. And Don, you talked with people at the apartment where the shooting happened. I understand you also have information right now on the suspect.
And Rockdale County is rough, y'all. Okay. It really is. This is an area that, you know, it's not very affluent. They don't really have good schools. Okay. And they get busy out there. All right. They get busy. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Them niggas in Rockdale. We used to play basketball against Rockdale, the high school that I went to. And they were like known for fouling out. They were known for fouling out. Very violent team to play. Their football team sucks ass. Not because of a lack of talent, but because them niggas couldn't get organized. You know what I mean? Shout out to D Owner with the $5 super trap. I appreciate it, bro. But yeah, Rockdale is a rough area.
Well, Joe, that's right. The sheriff's office spokesperson told us just hours ago that the suspect is currently on the run at this hour, and he could be in the Jonesboro or Atlanta areas. And this all comes as the community is grieving the loss of this young rapper at just 34 years old.
They just told me they didn't want me to enter in the entranceway of where I stayed at the residence. They wanted me to come around the back.
Loki Blanchett came home to a swarm of police cars around 3:30 Sunday morning.
And as I'm going up the back, I realized that, you know, they were saying they was trying to revive somebody.
Blanchett, a huge rap fan, found out later in the day who paramedics were trying to revive in the same building he lives at here at Lake St. James apartment complex.
It was very shocking because, to be honest with you, we don't have that type of situations or issues that happen in this particular neighborhood.
See, this is the funny part. Like, I swear they say that in every news interview. And it's usually the sisters. They're always sitting here saying that, oh, this never happens here. This rarely happens here. Oh, well, this neighborhood isn't like that. It ain't that bad. Guys, did y'all see the video that I did on the elderly sisters? Dude, they were literally saying Baltimore is not that bad. Okay. And then the next video was a woman who got shot, an old grandmother who got shot. You know what I mean? She said, it ain't that bad how they be telling us. And then literally the same day she did that interview, there was a 81-year-old woman who got shot. Okay. So there's a lot of cognitive dissonance going on in the community. Okay. They try and make it seem like it's not as bad as people say it is. All right. It is worse.
And so to find out that you have a local celebrity, you know, that's inside your residential area, and this is what happened, it was like very, very traumatizing.
The local celebrity was Atlanta-based rapper Trouble, whose real name is Mariel Orr. His death being mourned Sunday by fellow rappers Killer Mike and T.I.
Mr. Mariel Orr, which is the victim, was visiting a female friend at the complex, and Mr. Jamichael Jones did know the female, and it was a domestic situation.
Yeah. So a domestic situation. This is what happened. These hoes is fucking on multiple niggas. Okay. They smashing multiple dudes. And what happens is these women have access to regular ass dudes, and then they have access to blue check marks. So she's getting her daily needs met by the regular dude, right? Like, he's the one taking her out. He's the one who pulling up for the Netflix and chill. And guess what? Big trouble, baby. Big trouble, baby. You know what I'm saying? He pulling up and he fucking, okay? And that's all it is. And men feel some type of way when they are feeding the cow and then another man is getting the milk. Okay? So you got this guy who killed Trouble by the name of Jamichael Jones, and this nigga is like doing all the simp shit, right? He pulling up with the Netflix and chill. Okay? He pulling up, getting her feet massaged. He buying her nails. He getting her hair did, right? He keeping her eyebrows on fleek. You know what I mean? With his little trap money. You know what I mean? His little trap money, little side money. And then he probably do a couple shifts at the plant if he do got a job. Okay. And so these women fucking on multiple dudes. And this is probably not the only nigga that she had doing that. Let's keep this facts. This just the most like blue pill simp. Like, guys, a lot of black men are, oh my God, bro. I don't even know. Like, it's like these niggas will do anything for the pussy, bruh. They will do anything. And then they're super overprotective. Like, you know, I get it. If you're a guy and you're like, oh, well, I don't want my girl going out. I don't want her doing this. I don't want her doing that. That's fine to not want her to do that. And then it's another thing if you like doing some crazy shit to prevent her from doing that. Okay. And this is what these niggas are on. Okay. They are like, they will, I don't even know how to describe it because I don't have that in me to just care that much. They fucking care. And the way that they care is almost like not caring. Like they will treat a woman like shit for the longest time. They will they'll be treating a woman like shit, cussing her out, going back and forth with her. She asking them, why you don't take me out? Why you don't do this? Why you don't do that? Oh yeah, I'm a real street nigga, da 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 da, whatever. And he like, you know, maybe fucking on other bitches and shit, not as attractive as this one, because you know she gotta look some type of good if big trouble baby fucking with her. Okay. You know she gotta look some type of good. And it's some bad bitches in like these surrounding towns, surrounding areas of Atlanta. Like niggas think they slick. They think they can go out of town and go fuck on a bitch and all this stuff, and it ain't gonna be hot. The situation ain't gonna be hot. Nah, the situation hot as fuck. Especially if you don't know where you going. You try and get you a little, oh yeah, she a little country bitch. Like he probably talking to his friends. Yeah, she a little country bitch. She out in the country, Rockdale kind of. Yeah, Rockdale is country. But if she is a country bitch living in the hood or a country bitch living in these fucking apartment complexes and shit, you know, a strong independent woman living in an apartment complex, right? Like if she's one of them, she's bound to be fucking with some of these niggas, bro. And they are super jealous. Super jealous, man. Okay? Super jealous. The jealousy is a damn shame. Like my thing is they will be treating the woman like absolute shit. And he's still doing shit for her. Like, man, I gotta go get this bitch her nails done. You know what I mean? He's venting to his homies. Yeah, bro, I just gotta pull up on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She want her hair did and shit. They going to argue with her. All right, bro. Hey, I'm on the way. Hey, I'm on the way. You know what I mean? Like, I swear to God, bro. I've seen this shit so many times. They over here arguing with the bitch on the phone all day. So he's emotionally invested. And she didn't fuck trouble to get back at him. You see? Cause then a real nigga could have stomached that, right? He could have stomached that. You know what I mean? He could have said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She fought trouble, bro. Like, yeah, my girl fought with trouble. Like niggas will go back to the hood. You know, they'll be going bragging about the shit to their homies. Yeah, my little bitch, she fuck on trouble and shit. But nah, she know where home is. She know where home is. You know what I mean? Like he'll go bragging. But if it was like more retaliation shit, okay, like if he was retaliating, or I mean if she was retaliating like a revenge fuck, like, oh yeah, this nigga ain't doing shit, so I'm gonna go fuck on trouble. Nah, but she was fucking on big trouble because she liked the nigga. You know what I mean? She liked him for real. She liked him for real. Okay. She was fucking with his swag. She was fucking with his drip. She was fucking with his height. She was fucking with him being light-skinned. She was fucking with the tats. She was fucking with the clout. Okay. He got clout, but not too much clout. Okay. He got clout to where, you know, if he go to another city, nobody will know who the fuck he is. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. But I'm going to just keep it a buck. Like if he go to another city, nobody's going to know who he is. Okay. Like he could go to Rockdale County and act like one of the Rockdale niggas. You know what I mean? And nobody will really recognize him like that. Okay. Dang, they stopped the video. They stopped the video because I was taking too long with the commentary. But yeah, nobody will know who he is, okay? And you know, chicks like the blue check that people still won't like really recognize. Like he got enough clout to where he know clouded up people, okay? But not too much clout to where like he's gonna get recognized like everywhere he goes. He might get recognized at Lenox or fucking Cumberland Mall or some shit like that. But you know what I mean? Other than that, he good. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we got some more videos on this. But I mean, guys, that's what happened. And these Rockdale niggas is jealous. I'm gonna show you who did it too. I'm gonna show you who did it. But they wild out here, bruh. And we just got so much hate in the community. Like I'm really convinced that in general, black men only have smoke for black men. Like, yeah, you might hit a lick on a glider every now and then, but majority of the time, like these niggas are hating on you, bro. And it really shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that. All right, so let's get into the rest of the video. Then I'm gonna show you Trouble Instagram.
County Sheriff's Office says Trouble was rushed to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Warrants have now been filed for this man, 33-year-old Jamichael Jones, on felony murder, home invasion, and aggravated assault. Back in 2019, Trouble told 11 Alive that he wanted to use his Trouble Pass to build a positive future for the community.
Somebody brought it to my attention yesterday, like, man, you went from making the news for problems, like for what you going against right now.
I know that there is a lot of people that are really upset right now, are brokenhearted about the situation.
Heartbroken people like Loki Blanchett, who can't believe this happened so close to home.
So I hate that the situation happened the way it is. My heart really and my condolences really go out to the family. I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like it was a situation he probably didn't know too much of well, and he was kind of like walked into it.
Anyone who knows where the suspect may be is asked to contact the Rockdale County Sheriff's Office. This is the latest tragedy for the hip-hop community. Rapper Lil Key died last month.
Don, the shooting happened at an apartment complex. We heard from one resident in your story there. There's obviously others living there. What's the sheriff's office saying tonight to those people who live there and might obviously be on edge?
The sheriff's office spokesperson tells us that this is an isolated incident. Also, it is domestic related because the victim and the suspect both knew the same woman.
Okay, so y'all heard it. I don't know if Trouble actually has an Instagram. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I found it. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, but y'all seen a dude who killed Trouble. What can I say, man? These hoes will get you fucked up, man. Y'all better stop playing with them. Shout out to Michael Sims with the $5 super trap.
Oh, say
Man, this shit wild, y'all. This shit is wild. So he said, I don't give a F how much y'all hype it up. I'm not putting on no damn booty shorts. So he had a sense of humor. Let's see what this video talking about.
Memorial Day weekend, vibes, know what the fuck going on. Living how we want to live, thinking how we want to fucking in the
Right there, right, I know you outright.
The motherfucking brother's cool,
Ain't no fun if you ain't but a bun.
Fucking suplex.
All right, this music. It looked like he was throwing pool parties. He loved the pool party. He loved the water. He loved the water guns, as you guys saw. If you tuned in earlier to the preview, he was posting about Uvalde, Texas. He was posting about Buffalo. Okay. He out there on the block with the kids. okay, with the kids. All right. Look like this Boosie. It looked like that was Boosie. But yeah, you know, he was well connected. Yeah, that was Boosie. I'm curious to see what Boosie ain't post about it, or did he? Let me see. You ain't happy for me. You just ain't real one. Meal talk. What? Niggas albums ain't fucking with me for real, for real. Why he ain't post nothing about Trouble? Or did he? I don't know. I don't know. But this is a day ago, niggas saying R.I.P. Trouble. But it doesn't seem like this post had anything to do with Trouble.
I remember cold Decembers cross the track. Yes, nigga, I'm just stick up kids again.
All right, maybe he mourning. This was 8 hours ago. Nothing on Trouble. Nothing on Trouble. You know, I don't know the extent of their friendship, but that's crazy. But yeah, Trouble, he was definitely a dude who got it out the mud. It's just crazy to see. It's just crazy to see, like, niggas after niggas after niggas just getting killed like that, back to back. But at the same time, it's like, what do you expect? Like, we knew this was a thing. We've always known this is a thing on this channel. Okay? We always knew this was a thing on this channel. There is a disease in the community. It's a disease, y'all. Okay? It's a disease. These motherfuckers love shooting each other. I don't know what it is, bruh. Something they enjoy. It's like the first response to any conflict. Oh, we don't fight. We shooting.
County deputies responded to a shooting. It was at the Lake St. James apartment complex in Conyers. Upon deputies' arrival, they observed the black male, lying on the ground, suffering from a gunshot wound. Unfortunately, the victim did die on the scene. Mr. Morel Orr, which is the victim, I believe his name was Trouble. He's an Atlanta rapper, was visiting a female friend at the complex.
She try to act like she don't know who Trouble is, man. Put some respect on his name.
And Mr. Jamichael Jones did know the female, and it was a domestic situation. I wouldn't say.
And this is in Rockdale County. She's not a sister, but she's part of the black and brown community. Okay. If there ain't diversity in the police force, I don't know what the fuck diversity is. Okay. It seems like everywhere we go, there's either a woman, a sister, like a brother as the police chief.
Say that this has anything to do with
or the sheriff.
The area. I think it was an isolated situation. It was a domestic situation. We are asking the public for their help in locating Jamichael Jones. He is from the Atlanta Jonesboro area that we know of. The current warrants that we do have for the Jamichael suspect is we have home invasion. So that does tell you that he was at home. Well, he entered a home. I'm sorry.
He was at buddy bust in the crib. Maybe they left the door open. Maybe he kicked down the door. Honestly, this woman isn't really giving us that much information. Okay. Honestly, this isn't she didn't really give us much to go off of. Okay. But I want to, I wonder if he kicked down the door where he shot Trouble. Did he shoot him in the head? He shoot him in the chest. Was the door open? Did they leave it unlocked? Guys, you got to be careful when dealing with these women.
We have felony murder.
Why didn't he take her to a hotel? Why didn't he tell her to pull up to the hotel? Why would you, if you got all that money, okay, why wouldn't you just say, yeah, I'll get a hotel? You could have got a hotel in Rockdale. Something nice. Like $150 a night. You got all that money. But then again, if you think about it, guys, no disrespect to Trouble, but was he really getting that much money? You know, he's kind of like a street rapper, C-list rapper. He only had 143,000 followers. How many streams does that translate to? You know, how many unless he just doing shows back to back to back and walkthroughs. Shout out the product to Cook County with the $4.99 super trap. He said, dudes need to be careful messing around. Free agent lifestyle, by the way. Thank you for giving us these consistent stories, Gen Z. Yeah, man. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams with the free agent lifestyle. Yeah, dudes got to stop fucking around. Because, like, bro, if you want to fuck out here, you got to be calculated. Like, honestly, like, getting girls, it ain't no broke man's game. Because even if you're not spending money on the woman, where that shit coming from? Even if you're not spending money on the woman, like, you still have to pay for other things, like the hotel, like the location. You can't crack them at your crib no more, and you cannot crack them at their crib. It has to be a controlled environment, a hotel. You control everything. You have the room key. You control who goes in and out. The hotel controls who comes in and out. So you have another layer of security. All right. The only way a woman can really set you up is if she gives somebody your hotel room number. Okay. But then again, you still are in control because them hotel doors don't open like that. You can't just kick them bitches down. Okay. So I would advise a hotel, bruh. At this point, it ain't worth bringing it to your crib, and it ain't worth going to somebody else's crib.
And we also have aggravated assault.
Okay, so the nigga has not been caught yet. He has not been caught yet. You know? Nobody knows where he is. He's in the wind. The guy who killed Trouble, nowhere to be found. And honestly, if he cut the beard and shave his head and like move to Cuba or something, he'll really be out of here. Okay? He'll be out of here. We also gonna break down this Metro Boomin situation. But here's a nigga to kill Trouble over a woman. I wonder who that woman was. He's following 907 people. So, you know, it has to be, I mean, I imagine it has to be one of them, right? It has to be one of them, right? Because who else could it be? So I'm sure if you look through his following, You could probably find some, but I ain't got the time. But this is the guy who killed Trouble, okay? It's rough out here, y'all. Yup, it's rough out here. And you can't get away from it. I'm gonna open up the panel, guys. I'm gonna open up the panel. Let me hit this Metro Boomin situation up first. Let me hit this Metro Boomin situation up first. Metro Boomin wants some more, nigga. Okay. They killed the man mama. They killed this man's mama. Okay, the super gremlins are not fucking playing. They're not playing out this motherfucker, bro. All these domestic situations. Okay. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit is crazy. So let's see. Let me share my screen on this story. I wish I could let me see. I might have a video. Nah, man. I don't think they were really doing videos on this one. I haven't seen any, at least. Let me see. Okay, it looks like BET might have a video on it. Okay, so it's not. It's just like some music in the background. Wow. All right, here we go. Let me share this video or this story. I'm gonna have to get some water in a second, though. But yeah, they say Drake and Kanye West producer Metro Boomin's mother, Leslie Joanne Wayne, killed in Atlanta. And this is what I'll say. I've seen a lot of people talking about this was a Illuminati sacrifice, you know, in the music industry. A lot of these artists, people who are close to them, they pass away or they're killed in some random way. I mean, this type of shit, bro, this is every day in the community. A lot of people try and come with these conspiracy theories. And they saying, oh, the nigga sacrifices mom and shit like that. Bro, come on. I done seen several videos. This was an Illuminati sacrifice. Look, I know he's in the music industry, guys. I know he makes music or beats for a lot of, you know, devil worshiping rappers. We know this. We understand this. But that does not mean that he would be involved in some shit like this. You cannot control who your mother dates. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing. Who the mother dates. And she was dating a grown-ass man. So let's get into it. Music producer Metro Boomin's mother has been killed by her husband. Leslie Joanne Wayne is believed to have been murdered by her spouse, not Boomin's father, who then killed himself. So this is another guy, like some random nigga who she got married to. Boomin's real name, Leland Tyler Wayne, has not addressed the reports publicly, with his social media accounts remaining inactive for several days. Her death was confirmed to TMZ over the weekend. Tributes have poured in for Wayne, with Boomin's celebrity peers passing on their condolences. Mike Will Made It tweeted, "Prayers up for my brother." Ray Shrim said, "Rest in peace, Trouble, and prayers to Metro Boomin and his family," also paying tribute to rapper Trouble, who died on Saturday. Okay, so he obviously had a close relationship with his moms. I don't know if he ever would have thought that the husband would do something like this. Okay. But then again, I don't know. We see these domestic abuse situations. Black men are a lot more likely to kill their spouses than any other race. It's a problem. Okay. And you can't be afraid to say that. You know, RIP to Kevin Samuels, the Godfather. But a lot of times when women would come on his show and talk about the abuse that they suffered under black men, he would mention the color purple. Okay. He would mention the color purple. And he would say, you know, they try and equate black men to Mr. and all that. This is a lot worse than Mr. You know what I mean? This is a lot worse than Mr. This is a lot worse than color purple. Okay. The femicide shit is on steroids right now, especially and specifically in the black community. Okay. That's the reality of the situation. There are other YouTubers who cover these stories. They have been shadow banned. There are other YouTubers who, you know, try and keep up with these situations. You can barely search their name on YouTube. And you know, that might be my destiny, my fate as well on this platform. I don't know. I've seen a lot of you know, the numbers don't look right. That's all I'm saying. I study the analytics. The numbers don't look right. Okay. So anyways, well, rapper Trina wrote in her heartfelt message, praying for you hard, Metro Boomin. This is the hardest pain in life to endure. Nobody should have to suffer the loss of their mom. There's no words in the world to comfort this type of hurt. I'm so sorry this happened to you and your family. Tammy Roman tweeted, prayers going out to Metro Boomin on the loss of his mom. I'm really saddened by the news of this senseless murder. That man needed his mom. Dang, man, praying for you, King. Okay. So multiple people reached out. He actually produced on Bad and Bougie. You know, this is the game. This is the game. All right, guys. So we're gonna take a brief intermission. We're gonna take a brief intermission because I gotta grab some water right quick. But both of these brothers have came firsthand and realized firsthand the hatred that a lot of these super gremlins carry. Okay, I would be interested to see the criminal history of the man who killed Metro Boomin's mother. Let me see if I can find out that man's name. God. I mean, the man killed his freaking wife. For what reason? I have no clue. And then he killed himself. I mean, this shit makes no sense. So nobody's really putting out the name of this guy. Which is strange. Odd. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Husband. Details of the mother's husband are yet to be revealed. Okay. So that's something that we need to know. We need to know who this guy is. So, as of yesterday at 10 p.m., we don't have an identity on the man. But maybe, just maybe. Let me see if I can do some social media snooping. Okay. See if I can do some social media snooping. So I'm trying to look at his Instagram and see if he trying to look at his Instagram and see if he ever posted Ma Dukes, but no, I think that was just on his Twitter. Let me see if I can find her name in this bed. So yeah, I can't really figure out who the father was, or not the father, but the husband. Shout out the product of Cook County. He said, make a locals. I'm already following on IG, but I wouldn't mind paying $5 a month for you to get info out to us. Independent journalists are honest and quicker at getting out info than TV news outlets. Yeah, I'm actually in the process of making the locals. I just got to post my link. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go get some water right quick because as you can hear my voice is like struggling. But we will be right back. It's just unfortunate that Metro Boomin's mother had to experience firsthand.
She defines the nigga moment as a moment when ignorance overwhelms the mind of an otherwise logical Negro male.
What did you say, bitch nigga? Hey, squeeze it, nigga!
Causing him to act in an illogical, self-destructive manner, i.e., like a nigga. Nigga moments are unpredictable.
Hey, wait, man, wait. This is stupid. Hey, you right, dawg. Look, let's put the guns away and go on about our business. Freeze!
But they all end up bad. If they had their own category, nigga moments would be the third leading killer of black men behind pork chops and FEMA. It's a fact.
All right, guys. I got my water. I don't know what's going on with this cup, though. It's a little wobbly at the bottom. But that's okay. That's okay. Sheesh. All right. I'm gonna drop the link if you guys wanna hop on. Okay, because I just want to discuss, man, where do you think the hating comes from? Where do you think the hating comes from? This is a real thing, man. It's so much hate in the community. Bro, I swear. These dudes, you know, I don't know the dynamics of Metro Boomin's mama and her spouse. Had to be all types of toxic ass relationships. Okay. Had to be. But yeah, the link is dropped. Let me see. Go to YouTube and Just make sure we drop that link. Make sure we go ahead and drop that link. All right. All right, so I'm gonna pin the StreamYard link if you guys want to come up. But yeah, I want to discuss, man, where the frick is the hate coming from? Atlanta is on fire, y'all. Atlanta is on fire. I'm just gonna bring you guys some more stories out of Atlanta, but I did want to touch on some other stories that I didn't get the chance to make videos about just because it's just so much shit going on. But we got a video of King Yella, which is a Chicago rapper. He's basically crying over his dead homies, but still repping the gang, still repping the set. Okay, so he made an Instagram post like last week, and it was he said, "I showed me crying because some people need to see real feelings. That's what's wrong with the world now. Too much gangster shit." He used the wrong too, but not enough real shit. All right, so let's get into it.
Niggas don't understand this shit for real, gang. They already been losing niggas, gang. Everybody, for real. I done lost married two niggas I grew up with, gang. So it's like,
So you hear him? He's saying, I done lost the main two niggas that I done grew up with, gang. Why are you still saying gang? Why are you still repping the set? But the thing is, with these type of niggas, you have to commit. You have to commit. And it's not because, oh, if I denounce the set, man, these niggas gonna kill me. Blood in, blood out. That's bullshit. These niggas don't have the bandwidth to, like, bro, if you just move out of Chicago, nobody's gonna fucking fuck with you. Unless you go to another big city, right? But they're not really going to travel to do harm to you. So it's not like you can't get away, especially if you're making all this type of money. You also have that chain on your neck. You could sell it, use it for at least 6 months rent, and figure shit out. Okay? But you have this guy, and he's crying over the people that he lost. I know losing people is tough. But you're crying over these people and you're still repping the gang, the same shit that got them killed. Makes no sense.
you know what I'm saying, folks? Like, niggas don't understand that. Niggas be playing these games, man. Niggas ain't never lost. Niggas ain't really losing niggas, man.
Oh no. Niggas are losing niggas, bro. We losing. We losing them at 100 miles per hour. They getting lost. All right. That's where he's wrong. That is where he's wrong. Okay. And then all the street niggas is in the comments. But they're still perpetuating the same shit that gets their loved ones killed.
They off the line. I lost every nigga, gang. Follow.
This nigga here says light skin shit.
I'm tired of this shit, man. Niggas don't.
Okay. So he said he's tired of it. He's tired of it, but he's still repping the gang. It's like these niggas don't they can't even fathom that the sources of the problem is you perpetuating the gang culture. They don't even fucking get it. Okay. They don't even get it, man. But you know, we have another story. Man killed outside a barbershop. Okay. Man killed outside the barbershop in Atlanta. So he's talking about, oh, niggas ain't really lost people, gang. No, we have. That's not the issue. All right. That's not the issue. Let me see if I can get this video going though. I don't know why they're trying to play me now. But yeah, this brother was killed outside of the barbershop. Let's see. Let's pull up the video. There we go. Guys, join the stream. Join the stream. It's already being a wild
PD
summer.
wants to track down a killer who ambushed a young father after he walked out of a barbershop. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. The deadly shooting happened on Carmia Drive at the popular Camp Creek Marketplace Saturday night. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor talked with the victim's family about the killing.
Wyman Boyd Jr.'s grandmother tells me her grandson was a good kid. She says he had gotten off track but was turning his life around, especially for his young 4-year-old son.
He has a ton of friends.
So that was the clue. He had gotten off track, but he was turning his life around. When do we ever see these super gremlins who were actually turning their lives around? They said the same thing about George Floyd. They said the same thing about George Floyd. They said he was turning his life around. Is that what turning your life around looks like? Getting high as fuck and going in and trying to forge money? Because if that's what's turning your life around, shit, it doesn't take much.
That love him because he's warm and friendly and generous.
Wyman Boyd Jr.'s grandmother says her 27-year-old grandson was a good person who absolutely loved his 4-year-old son. Wilhelmina Boyd talked with us from her California home about the Saturday night killing on Carmia Drive at Camp Creek Marketplace. She says she almost fainted when she got the disturbing news.
The energy just went out of my body. I don't know how else to explain it. So it took something from me when I heard that.
Several people in the barbershop say Boyd was jovial and cracking jokes just before he left Saturday night. Atlanta police believe the young father was targeted, but his family and the people in the barbershop say he didn't see it coming.
It seemed more personal.
Yeah, he probably didn't see it coming, but he was, I mean, to me, it sounds like he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out the streets, if not both feet, 10 toes down. Maybe he ran off on the plug. That happens a lot. A lot of black men don't like paying for the shit. They don't like paying for shit. Okay? We see this all the time with the smash and grabs. Usually it's only young black men. Okay? Unfortunately. It doesn't bring me joy to say this, but we see time and time again. A lot of these niggas is thieving out here. They're doing bad business. They're robbing the plug. The most dangerous song that came out in the last 10 years is when Ply said, ran off on the plug twice. He tried to call me, I ain't call him bite. That shit got a lot of niggas killed, believe it or not. Got a lot of niggas killed. He made running off on the plug cool, trendy. What Waka Flocka say? You can't call the police for them bricks in the kitchen. Okay? You can't call the police for them bricks in the kitchen. So what do you have to administer? You got to administer street justice. So I'm going to just give you the street view of what's going down. Okay? This is what a street nigga will say. Shit, you don't know what he did. All right. I'm telling you what the street. You don't know what that man did. He could have did this. He could have did that. He could, I mean, honestly, he could have did nothing. He could have just cut somebody off in the street. This is how crazy these niggas are. Okay. He could have just cut somebody off in the street. But he also could have ran off on the plug. Been beefing with niggas on social media. Okay, we got our first guy up here on the stream. We got Mossy 500A. What's good, dog?
I'm doing all right. I'm just getting in. I saw you're doing a live stream, so I figured I'd just drop in and see what's going on.
Okay. Okay. Have you been keeping up with the Metro Boomin and Trouble situation?
My understanding is his mother was killed by I only know his mother was killed by her husband. He killed himself.
Yes.
I didn't get any more information aside from that, but I understand there's some beef that he has with some other artists, I believe.
Metro Boomin?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was beefing with some other artists, but
okay. Don't quote me on that. That's just
I mean, he pretty much was like, he wasn't a guy to beef and all that kind of stuff. He's a producer, so it's not like he like laying down disrespectful bars on wax. He works with everybody, and even guys that are beefing with each other, because he just makes the beats. But what do you think about Trouble getting killed over the girl?
Compared to any other situation where where a woman's involved, I think it's highly unnecessary. I wish I could speak more on it. I wish I knew more of the details on the matter, but just sounds like what you hear about a guy, he gets involved with somebody, and then there's some conflict with especially with a woman, and it just ends up someone getting shot or someone getting hurt, and I think it's highly unfortunate, especially when someone may have a whole lot of options available to them, but they're stuck on they get stuck on this one person, and they just don't know how they can't figure out how to let go, and I guess the ego gets bruised because they can't be with that person, so they figure, well, if I can't be with you, no one can, or someone else feel the same way, and it just carries out in a violent manner.
Right. So Googs, what do you think? Googs just came in here. What do you think?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, Black Gen Z?
What up? What up?
Okay. Yeah. So this is the guy who killed Metro Boomin's mom. Or is it a different...
Yeah, so we're talking about both situations, the Metro Boomin situation or the rapper Trouble situation.
I mean, it's just normal Sunman stuff. I mean,
it's just normal nigga shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. I mean, this type of shit is a dime a dozen. Like it's regular. Honestly, it's regular, bruh. It's become normalized, and people gonna go about their business. Obviously, this is gonna affect Metro Boomin and his family, Trouble's family, for the rest of their life. But I tell you what, you won't see Black Lives Matter out there protesting.
Yeah, hell no.
Oh no, they can't profit from it.
It's not anti-white, so it doesn't fit the narrative.
Yeah, and that's the craziest part, man. You ain't gonna see none of these organizations out here trying to rectify these situations, or even bring in the killer. They haven't even found the guy who shot Trouble. He's still on the run.
Yeah, I just pulled up the news article. Said he was just found around 3:20 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's good shit.
Yeah, by Rockdale County Sheriff spokesman said that.
Okay, I was finna say. But yeah, let's get back into this barbershop situation.
Than anything else. I think that he was caught, he was absolutely caught unaware. He was not armed.
Atlanta police have not made any arrests, but the family tells me that they do have the killing on surveillance tape. All of the tape is very grainy. In Atlanta, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Wow. So they got it on surveillance. That's crazy. And a lot of these murders in Atlanta aren't getting solved. That's for damn certain.
Yeah, as you say, the street code's in full effect.
Yep. Street codes in full effect. No snitching. All that shit.
I can say there was a point where I understood. I understood no snitching when the relationship between the public and the police was very sour. But I think back to like that interview that Cameron did where he was asked it was Anderson Cooper. He had asked if a killer lived next door, would you call the cops? He said, "I'll move." And Anderson
what a
looked
piece of
befuddled.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just gonna leave your neighbors, the people that you've lived with for like ever. See, I can't mince words when it comes to these niggas, bro. Like these motherfuckers are just not good people, point blank. Like you got to be a different level piece of shit think about it. If you had a serial killer who lived right next to you and you knew and you didn't warn your neighbors, I mean, that's the whole point of living in a community. So you guys can keep each other safe.
It's no snitching for civilians. This Pookies and Raiders, they snitch on each other all the time. Once they get into the interrogation room, they sing.
Yep.
Because once you're facing like 25 years, and then you're like, oh shit, like that's when like it hits them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got another story. There's a I mean, he looked like he got money. This guy named Wyman McLaurin Boyd Jr. was shot and killed. I'll just show you guys
the Detroit one.
Nah, it's Atlanta. It's Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta going crazy, man.
Yeah, we're focusing on Atlanta today, guys, man, because that's where I'm at. So this is where you got to look out for real.
Before we go tonight, I want to get back to that breaking news we told you about earlier, the shooting at a supermarket on Carmia Drive. This is outside of a public store. Dawn, you're there now. Have you learned anything since getting on the scene?
Well, we just got here several minutes ago. It's a very active police presence. Take a look behind me. You can see this police tape here, lots of police vehicles. I also saw the medical examiner's office, and this happened shortly around 8:30.
And the fucked up thing about this is like a nice strip in Atlanta. So like during the day, there will be regular people out here walking. I mean, it looks like this woman within the caution tape, she's talking to a police officer. She got some groceries in her hand. You know what I mean? So there are people who normally frequent this area.
30 p.m. Atlanta police say that there was a shooting here at this shopping plaza. We are in the Princeton Lakes neighborhood, right outside of a Publix. Police are expected to come over within the next couple minutes and give us an update about what's going on at this point. We do know that one man was shot. We are not sure of his condition, and we are going to stay here and bring you the latest updates on air and online.
All right. So, and then we have a little bit more information on that story too. So I'm just gonna share that, guys. The StreamYard link is pinned at the chat if you want to join the discussion. We're talking about Atlanta, and the hatred that a lot of black men harbor in their hearts for other black men, and we're focusing on Atlanta right now, even though we could go to any city. This is happening. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, how long has it been like that in Atlanta? Wild.
Yeah, this summer is gonna be wild. What was you gonna say, Dean?
Oh, I apologize. I was asking how long has it been like that in Atlanta? 'Cause I live in South Carolina, and I've always heard that Atlanta, being hot, but I didn't know crime was that bad in Atlanta.
Well, crime has always been present in Atlanta, but these last couple of years, the stats have just gone crazy. Okay, the stats have just gone crazy in Atlanta. Let me see if I can.
And the crazy thing is, this isn't even like the highest crime rate in like U.S. history, because that was like in the
Yeah.
late 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine what it would
Right.
be like if.
But it's almost like they're trying to get it back to that.
Yeah.
Okay, it's almost like they're trying to get it back to that.
I think that's kind of the thinking behind constitutional carry that's been going on in a lot of southern states. Like it's like they see the writing on the wall and they recognize that many people aren't going to be able to. They don't want to stand. They don't want to stand in people's way, in order to defend themselves from from all this crime. To say, you know what, let's just let's go back to our roots. Let's let these people take care of their own stuff, because the way the criminals are acting, we can't stand the public's way keeping themselves safe. Otherwise, it's gonna overburden the police even more.
Well, yeah, I mean they're releasing the criminals and then expecting the citizens to fend for themselves, and then when you do fend for yourself, they call it vigilante justice.
Yeah.
Do want to get right to that breaking news. A deadly shooting at a Southwest Atlanta shopping center. This is a live look here at the scene from our photographer tonight. A witness telling us employees at a nearby public store tried to block the entrance of the store with shopping carts just to keep the people there safe. Channel 2's Larry Spruill live there now at the Camp Creek Marketplace. Larry, we just learned in the past 20 minutes that someone died in that shooting.
And Justin, police just told me that here about 5 minutes ago that shooting happened outside of a barbershop here off Camp Creek Parkway in this Publix parking lot, and that man is dead. Now, normally I would move out of the way to show you guys a very active scene, but I can't do that right now. That's because police are in the process of removing the body right here over my shoulder. But here is what we know so far. Once again, that shooting happened.
Damn, they was removing the body when bro was on live. Sheesh.
Outside of a barbershop in the parking lot. Actually, witnesses, that employees that work in Publix, they tell us that they heard the gunshots and they were actually pushing shopping carts towards the door to keep people safe inside and from keeping those bullets from coming inside the store as well. But once again, we are waiting for police to update us. We are told that will happen any minute now. Once we get that new information, we will update you online and on air. We are live in Southwest Atlanta tonight. Larry Spruill, WSB Tonight.
So I'm gonna show you guys who was killed at that shopping center. Brother by the name, well, he wasn't no brother. Maybe he was. He looked like a sun glider, maybe. Wyman McLaurin Boyd Jr.
It looks like everything, like an umbrito, some man.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything combined.
But obviously, he is embracing the hip hop culture. He got the chains. You know what I'm saying? He got the stars in the whip, like the Wraith. If you are moving like this with the flashy shit, I mean, good luck. In Atlanta, these motherfuckers will stalk you. I wouldn't be surprised if they, just shot him down and then took whatever he had on him. Okay?
Yeah.
True.
Like that's really how it is out here. It's really how it is, man. And it's wild because they're just so brazen, man. They don't give a fuck. And they getting away with it too. They getting away with it now. Don't think these niggas is getting caught. Okay, a lot of them are getting away with it. Too many. And the police are just fucking. Well, I'm not gonna say the police, but the courts are making it so freaking easy. They're making it easy, man. And that's the crazy thing to me. That's the craziest thing to me. Let's see.
Yeah, I just wonder how all this ends. I mean, It has to end somehow. So I don't know. Maybe just we let the criminals rule. Maybe like Cookies and Ray Rays run the
No,
country.
Man,
I
no,
don't know.
they already running the country. Shit.
it would. Well, for one, these super gremlins are they're predators overall, and the common thing about predators is they know what to look out. They know who to look out for. They know what soft targets look like. They know who to mess with and who not to mess with. Because that's why a lot of them they're on the hunt. And I think what will save people's lives is that they understand that that it's a hunt for these guys, and it's crazy. It's like human. It's almost like human hunting, which is bizarre. Which is bizarre in itself. But I think more people understand just the nature of violence, how predators work, how they operate. They'll know how to keep them. They'll know what to look out for. How situational awareness is the first thing they should fall back on, and inevitably how to keep themselves safe. And should they ever find themselves in that situation, well, it's if you can't get away, then it's you better have enough fight in you to live, because these
But at
guys
least
they
you guys are in the South, so you guys like have Second Amendment rights. I'm in Jersey, so we
We
don't.
don't.
So the predators have the guns, like all of them. But
So
don't
how
they,
does it
don't they,
work in Jersey? Can you just not have a gun at all, or what do
yeah,
you have to do to get one?
it's virtually impossible to have a gun. Like if like, it's a huge process, and then so what gets people is the sheriff has to sign off on you, like individually, every single person. The sheriff has to sign. So most sheriffs don't even sign for you. So that's where. So, but the good thing about here is if they find you, like that's 5 years, and you do 85% of that. So most Pookies, let's say they're like 16, 17, they catch their first gun case. So they're taking out of the population for that until they're like 24, and then they come out. So that's like 4 years of them not like harassing people. That's the only good thing about that. Yeah.
Right.
And they don't play about with guns here. Like you will do that 5 years. You will do
Really?
it.
So
Like,
they're not letting people out on supervised release.
No. With weapons charges, no.
Okay.
You probably it's gonna be easier for like murder or like robbery to get out on supervised than weapons charges.
Wow.
they're not lenient on that kind of stuff up in Jersey and New York. Because I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, but I moved to South Carolina when I was 12. I'm 33 now, and I always say there's no looking back, because one of the things I can't do up in New York, I can't do the stuff that I like to do concerning firearms. And I just know that they make it on purpose. They make it difficult for anyone who's not a criminal to be able to get a firearm, because it's like they want people to be dependent on the police for their safety, and that kills morale. That kills any any desire to act on your own. Really, it kills any desire to act on your own when situations come up where you should know how to defend yourself. You should know how to look out for risk, things like that. It's like the laws are set up to where it just discourages that, and that's why so many people get caught up in where are the police? Where are the cops doing something? Well, you can do something if you had the right mindset.
Because the police don't prevent crimes; they investigate crimes. Because if someone's coming to rob you, they'll rob you. Like the police will come after. Yeah.
Look at Uvalde. They don't have the duty. They don't have a duty to intervene. Okay.
No, that was Warren versus DC. That was a Supreme Court case, and it outlined that cops have no obligation to stop crime. They have no obligation to protect individuals. All that their job is to investigate. Crimes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. So, I mean, they literally, I mean, they were within their right to wait it out in that situation. Unfortunately, how it happened. Now, I think it was cowardly, but legally they can't be, nothing can be done. You know what I mean? Nothing can be done.
And sadly, that's a good thing, because it actually would discourage people to put so much of a burden on the police to protect them. Because it's like if people put themselves in bad situations, and they say the cops were obligated to stop them, and if they couldn't, then the police would constantly be getting sued. They constantly be getting in trouble for something that they physically can't do. Is very difficult for cops to be everywhere at once. The problem is where they make it difficult for people to actually defend themselves because they're worried about vigilante justice. But at this point, the cops have shown themselves to be, if even not capable, but just unwilling to do anything about the crime, either because their hands are tied behind their back, or because they look looking to cover their own ass. So I think it's gonna create a greater environment for people to say, well, screw it, I'm gonna have to do this myself. Because I think that's the reason. I think that's the reason why a lot of constitutional carry has been popping up in so many different states, especially in the South, especially in the Southeast, where the gun culture is more rich. More people are starting to see how the crime is getting out of hand, and they look back at 2020, and I remember, because I'm a gun guy, and it was a bit of a surprise to me to see older people buying these guns, because I guess I was already in that mindset. But I was like, man, there's a lot of people. I said, they're buying so much stuff. I said, I get it now that they're concerned about the cops not being able to respond to crimes in time, or they're trying to protect the stuff they have, like toilet paper, water, things like that, because they knew that if this pandemic, got out of hand, we're on their own. So I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, man. They don't open the floodgates. They open the floodgates and they minimize the consequences, especially in Atlanta. You don't even have to show up to court for a misdemeanor. And it's sad, okay? Because now, like, people are just catching the charge, not even showing up.
Did you hear about in LA they're planning on releasing like 15K inmates?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Early, yeah. Something like that. I think it's either 15K or 50K, I don't remember. But they're planning on releasing them like really early. So those people will be hitting the streets like real soon.
Yeah.
15 is like, it makes more sense. I don't know, 50K. That's
Yeah.
I mean, 15
something
is
like
already
that.
out
I'm not
there.
sure. But it's a lot. It's still it's a lot.
Yeah, hold on, let me see. What's good, AP?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing well.
What do you think about Trouble and Metro Boomin's mother?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just think that until more people realize the problems that's going on, nothing's going to change. I mean, I really don't have much hope for it. I really don't. If it continues the way it goes, this country is going to become just like South Africa. And I don't know if you've ever visited there before, but a lot of people are armed. And they don't rely on the police. Everybody's packing.
The future of the US is South Africa, to be honest.
And what's
That's what I
happening
also think.
is it's going to be divided along in some places. Even I think we're going to be worse than South Africa, because here in the United States there's even greater economic divide, which was made worse by the COVID lockdowns. And also too, there's an even more totalitarian mindset here than in South Africa. You talk to the average South Africans, whether black, white, color, whatever, they know what's going on. Here in America, there are too many people in this la 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 land mindset who it's all about them, and they say they're for individual rights, but they really don't care, and they want to push their ideals on everybody, and there's going to be a huge pushback. And as the country economically gets worse and worse, you're going to see more of the violent crime. And I think some of it is being pushed on purpose, but then I think some of it is just going to be the nature of the beast. And that's the frightening part about it,
Right. Well, let me play this story from Los Angeles County. I believe they're actually saying it's going to be 76,000 inmates that are going to be released. So, and this was reported in 2021.
Early. The states are now eligible to leave prison early. The state is working to decrease California's inmate population. Under the new rules, thousands of inmates will be eligible for good behavior credits. Those credits will help shorten sentences by 1/3 instead of 1/5. It will take months or even years before any inmate is released early. Officials say the goal is to reward inmates who better themselves, while critics say the move will endanger.
So notice how she didn't say the number. 76,000 California inmates eligible for early prison release.
And California right now, it's insane. So we can only imagine what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this does not take into consideration all the criminals that are coming across the border.
True.
Right.
It doesn't take into consideration all the people, the murderers that have not been caught, the rapists. You know how many thousands of rape cases they have not solved because they said they don't have funding for it.
Yeah.
Does not take in consideration all the fentanyl abuse, because that, and methamphetamine, which also causes people to react violently. This is a mess.
I think last year was the highest immigration to the U.S. ever, like in U.S. history, especially because of the southern border. Like 2 million people came to the U.S. last year. That's the highest ever since 16 whatever, since the U.S. was established.
And it's
Like
people
just
coming
2
from
million people
all
just
over the
came in.
world.
Yeah,
All over the world, not just
all
from
over the world. Yeah.
Latin America, but you got people coming from Pakistan, India, Africa, anywhere they can get in. And one guy was saying how they now charge them like $1,000 a head. So you have college kids running vans of like 8 to 10 people. That's why you hear about, you've heard about the accidents that happen when Border Patrol chased them. They say everybody just starts running, or either they've had massive accidents, with the vans. So this thing, I mean, like I said, it's being done on purpose. This is not by accident. No way.
Right.
No way. And then
Yeah,
you hear
no,
about
absolutely.
40 to $100 billion being funneled to Ukraine. We all know that money is not being going to Ukraine. That money is being funneled into pockets, just like the COVID money. And right now,
Right.
in parts of California, they're doing this mask thing. They always start with the mask, saying the cases or whatever. That eventually a lockdown is coming. And the Treasury Secretary has already told them, we do not have the funds to give out the COVID money like we did last time. That money is gone. The disability money is gone. The people, a lot of pensions are going to be wiped out. People really just don't understand. And in some like the internal states, they're having huge shortages of food. This whole green new energy crap that they're pushing, that's also stupidity causing a food crisis, energy
Yeah, have you
crisis.
seen all those farms that have been getting burnt down?
Yes, not just
Yeah.
farms, but also food processing.
Yeah, food processing. Yeah.
Thousands of chickens being
Yeah.
killed, pigs, everything. And keep in mind, I found it very odd that they want to have a war with Russia, but none of them. When Trump brought up about China compensating the U.S. because they're the ones that sent the COVID vaccine, the COVID pandemic here, that he was called a racist. What has Russia done to us that China has done? China's spun up our farmland. They've committed espionage. They've and not only that, COVID is just one of the ones that we have experienced. But think about Ebola. There's evidence of that they also United States
Oh,
companies.
you're kind of getting crackly.
Yeah.
You're kind of getting crackly here. Your mic is getting crackly.
Oh, so can you hear me now?
It's still crackly. I'm gonna mute you up real quick. But yeah, she was dropping some jewels. But yeah, California is releasing 76,000 inmates, including violent and repeat offenders, or repeat felons, as it furthers trims the population of what once was the nation's largest state correctional system. So they're doing this in the name of, I guess, equality. They're trying to
Equity.
minimize, they're trying to minimize the prison population, and these motherfuckers don't care. They finna come out here and raise hell. I'll say 15% of them will probably do right and stay away from these crimes, but the recidivism rate is at 85%.
Yeah,
But you have to ask yourself,
Yeah.
okay, I don't know if you ever get a chance, watch this. There's a special on, I think it's on Amazon Prime, and they talk about guys that are doing life in prison. I think Red Onion and solitary confinement, and the mentality that they have, and just the whole mental breakdown, the interview the guards and everything else. These are the people they're releasing back into society. How do you expect for them to do better? Unless there's
Prison is
something
like one,
strong. It's
yeah,
they
it's
don't
a
have any skills when they come
savage
out.
place.
Yeah.
Prison is a savage place. You have to be a savage to survive in there, and then releasing them
Yes. And so
into the
now you're
streets
going to
and
release
leave them.
them back and just expect them. I mean, it's like post-traumatic stress 1,000,000,000 times, and now you just release them back. They got to come into a very competitive job market because they don't have any skills. They come into places where there's a change in, an economy where they really can't compete with other low-wage workers. It's just, how can they not turn back to crime unless they have a strong family support or the government some kind of way supports them? But even still, there's going to be a part of them that's like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Right. Yeah, man. Shoosh. I mean, it just looks like this shit is a train wreck.
Have
The
you guys
whole
ever
shit.
heard? Have you guys ever heard of Yuri Bezmenov?
No, what's up with him?
No.
Yes, I've heard of your investment. Yes.
Yeah, so he was an ex-KGB. It was an interview that he did in 1984. Funny enough, and he was ex-KGB, and he explained how 15% of what the KGB does is spying, like gathering intelligence, but the other 85% of what they do is called ideological subversion, or it's called active measures. And basically, what they do is they introduce foreign ideas or foreign concepts to a stable area to destabilize it, and to demoralize it first, then destabilize it, then bring it to crisis, and then so there's an event called normalization, where basically those who orchestrate the whole thing come in basically when the country's at its knees, and to say that we're going to basically stabilize everything, make things normal again, but it's normal in how they see fit, and it's a Marxist, it's a leftist Marxist idea. It's an idea on that political spectrum, and he says that it's very what makes it effective is that you find ways to twist the truth. You find ways to bend the truth to where the people are unable to figure out what the truth is in front of them. Just like we have people calling men women and women men, and just things like that. That's a prime example of what he was talking about. And it basically gets to a point where people's minds are so scrambled that you can have the truth in front of them. You can shower them with it, and they still won't accept it. He said the only thing that will actually wake them up is brute force. He said when they face the reality of brute force from the things that they supported, that will wake them up. And what turns out happening is that the people who supported all these things, like people who are woke, when their eyes are actually opened by what the plan actually is, when it's revealed to them, they tend to be the most bitter enemies, because they found out they were misled. That's like when you see a lot of people like from the walk away movement, people will walk away from the Democratic Party. That's an example of it. But what he described was that these people, these useful idiots, if their eyes are ever opened, they will see what they contributed to it, and that's why they become those bitter enemies to whatever this new scheme is. And generally those useful idiots are the ones who actually are killed, or they're locked away, or they're locked up because they know too much. But he did that interview, and he actually did a lecture in the 80s. And it basically outlines all these things, and he uses examples in different countries on how effective it is, and how it can. And actually, he actually talks about what can be done here in the United States to keep it from getting to that point. But it's a very good video to check out. Just check out Yuri Bezmenov interview, or Yuri Bezmenov lecture, and it's like an hour and a half, but it's really good. It's very insightful.
Yeah, I'm looking at shit right now. I'm definitely gonna check it out after the stream. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I gotta make me some damn tea, because y'all know my voice. I lost my voice turning up this weekend in Midtown. with the super gremlins in the club. So, anyways, last thoughts, you guys.
I think there's a way out of all this, but it's going to take a lot of work from each and every one of us. But let's not get discouraged, and just keep your eyes open and watch out for the super gremlins on Demon Time.
Facts. I appreciate you joining the stream, Massey.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me on.
See you, Black Gen Z.
All right, good. AP, any last words?
I think once again, it starts in the home. I really don't see as a society what we can do, but only thing we can do is start in our home, teach our children, and also prepare ourselves for what's coming. And the greatest predictor of what's coming is look at history. Look at what happened during the Great Depression, because we're all going to go into severe depression. Look at what happened in the 1970s when we had severe inflation and economics decline in this country. And I just think that all of us just need to get yourself economically prepared, stock up on your food, your water supplies, get your clappers ready. This may sound like a doomsday scenario, but I think now is a time that if you have a circle of people you can depend on, those are people you lean on. Everybody else, hey, just let it go.
Yeah, it's all about family. It starts at the home. AP, let me get it one time. Say, sisters, come get your kids.
Sisters, come get your kids.
Appreciate you joining on.
Bless you guys. Have a great day. Stay safe, everyone.
All right, peace. Well, yep, that was AP listener. She always brings some jewels, dropping some facts. Guys, what do we say here, man? What do you guys think about Trouble and Metro Boomin's mama? We losing a lot of people in the community, multiple different ways. Send some solutions in the comments section, or let us know if you think it's all hope is lost. But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy, the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. We're going to send it to Jenquavius to take us away.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
that
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass
Yeah,
that's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.